A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Primetime News, coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka, and as always, let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
President makes a statement on the Easter Sunday attacks.
April මාස 21 වෙනිදාට පෙර ඒට වගකීතු සැලකිතු කණ්ඩායමක් නිදරව් කරනවා.
Official ceremony to welcome Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to be held at the Independence Square in Colombo. Death toll in Myanmar earthquake exceeds 1,700, over 20 million people affected. What will happen to the Batalanda Commission report after the debate in Parliament? Frontline Socialist Party questions the government.
පිටු 280 නෙමේ වාර්තාව කියලා කියන්නේ මනුෂ්‍යත්වයට එරෙහිව කරපු සියලු අපරාධ ගැන පිටු 7200 ගානක සම්පූර්ණ වාර්තාවක් තියෙනවා. ඒක සභාගත කරා.
First phase of Urban Green Zones project launched under Clean Sri Lanka program. Sri Lanka bags 2 gold medals at the Asia Pacific Powerlifting Championship.
Now the stories in detail. President Anurukumar Dissanayake said that steps are being taken to reveal the names of the people responsible for the Easter Sunday attack before the 21st of April this year. He made this statement during a rally held at Deyandara today.
The rally in Deyandara was organized under the series of events hosted by the National People's Power in the run-up to the 2025 local government elections. President Anurukumar Dissanayake attended the rally.
විශාල ජනතාවගේ බලාපොරොත්තුවක් තියෙනවා මේ වංචාව දූෂණේ යෙදුණු අයට දඬුවම් දෙන්න ඕන කියලා.
There is massive hope among the general public that those involved in fraud and corruption will be punished. The government does not have the power to punish. The government has the power to do only one thing. The government has the Criminal Investigations Department and the Bribery Commission to investigate these acts of fraud and corruption. Based on the information revealed during those investigations, the Attorney General's Department can file indictments in the High Court. Filing these cases through the Attorney General's Department is the responsibility of the government. There is massive hope among the general public that those involved in fraud and corruption will be punished. The government does not have the power to punish. The government has the power to do only one thing. The government has the Criminal Investigations Department and the Bribery Commission to investigate these acts of fraud and corruption. Based on the information revealed during those investigations, the Attorney General's Department can file indictments in the High Court. Filing these cases through the Attorney General's Department is the responsibility of the government. After that, our responsibility is over. Then it is the duty of the courts to hear these cases properly and punish the corrupt. What are we doing now? We are fulfilling our duty. Many investigations have been launched, not only regarding fraud and corruption, but also other crimes, including the Easter Sunday attacks. The anniversary of the Easter Sunday attacks will come on the 21st of April. The Criminal Investigations Department is trying their best to reveal the names of a significant number of people behind the attack before the 21st of April. 3 former ministers are in remand custody. 1 former minister is in hiding. Let them be. Let them go hide. Do not be in a hurry. A former Inspector General of Police is also in remand custody. You will start hearing many more interesting news in the coming days. We needed to appoint a good team of investigating officers. We have done that. We had to hand over the documents required for the investigations. We have done that as well. Now the investigations are underway. Who could have created a government like this? No one but us. These days on TV, the people who shout the most are the ones who are scared the most. They have to be scared because they know the extent of their corruption even more than us. We, the National People's Power, have taken the first step in creating a clean state in Sri Lanka. The country is moving in a positive direction. Change is happening. The people do not want to stray away from this path. The politicians who oppose us lament on television day and night. Sometimes I think to myself, if these people are crying like this in front of the media, how must they be crying at home? They never expected a government like this. Some of the strongest diplomatic relations are being forged today. An Indian head of state is coming to Sri Lanka after about 10 years. Our government has only been in power for 6 months. We have forged a very strong relationship with China. We have already received an invitation from Japan, Vietnam and the Maldives. We have created strong diplomatic relationships that will elevate the position of Sri Lanka globally. Investors are coming back into the country. There is a lot of faith among private sector entrepreneurs. So what has happened is that the country has taken a turn towards a new direction.
ආයෝජකෙන්ද පටන් අරගෙන තිබෙනවා. පෞද්ගලිකංශ ව්‍යවසායක විශාල විශ්වාසයක් ගොඩනගලා තිබෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මොකද වෙලා තිබෙන්නේ? රට අලුත් දිශාවකට හැරවිලා තිබෙනවා.
Preparations are underway for the official welcoming ceremony of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who will arrive in Sri Lanka on April 4th for a 3-day visit. Now, the ceremony will be held on April 5th at Independence Square in Colombo.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit comes at the invitation of President Anurukumara Dissanayake. During his visit from the 4th to the 6th of April, he will engage in bilateral discussions with President Anurukumara Dissanayake and Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. The Indian Ministry of External Affairs said that as part of the visit, the Prime Minister will also travel to Anuradhapura for the inauguration of development projects implemented with Indian financial assistance. Multiple MOUs between the two countries are expected to be exchanged during the visit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be accompanied by the Minister of External Affairs, the National Security Advisor, the Foreign Secretary and other senior officials of the Government of India. Minister Bimal Ratnayake today expressed views on Prime Minister Modi's visit to Sri Lanka.
It's great that Prime Minister Modi is visiting Sri Lanka. During his trip, he is expected to help launch a solar power project in Trincomalee. As many know, the Indian government, with funds from the Indian people, are supporting the signalling of the Northern Railway line. His visit will mark the official start to this project. We are committed to making sure nothing gets in the way of the northern province's development. We're also planning to talk about the future of the Jaffna International Airport in Palali and the growth of industries along the highways in that area. There's already construction happening at the Kankasanturai harbour to make life easier for the people there. Unfortunately, some of the support that the people in the north should have received after the war never came through, mainly because of poor leadership in the past. But now we are focused on developing all the ports, airports, bus stations and train stations in the north.
Kochi stations okkoma අපි දිනු කරනවා.
The local government election Sri Lanka 2025.
A special meeting was held today at the Attorney General's Department to discuss the rejection of nominations from political parties including the Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, the Ceylon Workers Congress and the Democratic Tamil National Alliance in several districts including Kandy, Nuwara and Kilinochchi.
Officials from both the Attorney General's Department and the Election Commission, along with representatives from political parties whose nominations were rejected for the local government elections, took part in the discussion.
අද දින නාම යෝජනා ප්‍රතික්ෂේප කිරීම සම්බන්ධයෙන් අප විසින් ඉදිරිපත් කරන ලද.
Today we met with senior officials to talk about 32 applications we filed in the Supreme Court concerning the rejection of nominations. 27 of these applications involve photocopy issues and we are hopeful for a positive outcome. We also have 3 applications from Manthai West in the Mannar district and we are optimistic that at least one will receive a favorable decision. There was also matters concerning Muskelia in Nuwara. Overall, the discussion was very productive.
ඊට අමතරව අපි නුවරඑළියේ මස් කෙලියක් දාලා තිබුණා. ඒකෙත් පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නක් තියෙනවා. ඒ හැරෙන්නට මේ සාකච්ඡාව ඉතා සාර්ථකව සිදු වුණා.
This meeting took place ahead of the Supreme Court's decision to hear 16 petitions on the 1st of April which challenged the rejection of nominations for the local government elections. The petitions asked the court to accept the rejected nominations, arguing that the returning officer's decisions to reject the nominations from the Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, the Ceylon Workers Congress and the Democratic Tamil National Alliance in districts like Kandy, Nuwara and Kilinochchi were a violation of fundamental rights.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa has accused the former president and the speaker of violating the constitution by appointing Deshapant Thenakon as the Inspector General of Police.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa expressed these views at a public meeting in Jaila.
දේශබන්දු තෙන්නකෝන් පොලිස්පතිවරයා
Our objection to Deshabandhu Tennakoon's appointment as the Inspector General of Police is not a new stance. We were the first to raise concerns, saying that he was unfit for the role. We opposed his appointment in the Constitutional Council. The appointment of Deshabandhu Tennakoon was made in clear violation of our Constitution. The former President and former Speaker must be held accountable for this unconstitutional decision. This will not be forgotten, and I believe they will have to answer for it in the future.
මං හිතනවා එයාට ඉදිරියේදී උත්තර බඳින්න සිද්ධ වෙයි.
News First with the people.
Will justice ever be served for the crimes uncovered in the Batalanda Commission report? The report is now in Parliament and a debate is scheduled for April 10th. But what happens after the debate? The Frontline Socialist Party raised concerns over the matter.
නිශ්චිත සිදුවීමක් තියෙනවා බටලන්ද කොමිෂන් සභා වාර්තාව ඒක එළියට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
The Batalanda Commission report has been released, but what actions will be taken against the perpetrators of the murders during the 1987-89 period? The full report is 7,200 pages long, detailing all the evidence, yet only the first 280 pages have been presented so far. These 280 pages do not represent the entire story. The complete report provides a detailed account of the crimes, murders, torture and violations against humanity committed by people like Ranil Wickramasinghe, Nalin Delgoda, Douglas Piris and others. This full report must be tabled in Parliament in all three languages so the public can read it for themselves. After the debate, what happens next? There are clear actions that can be taken. The government has a 2/3 majority in Parliament, which means they can work with the police and the Criminal Investigations Department to file criminal charges based on the evidence in the report. If a murder case is filed, the first step is to arrest the suspects. So why hasn't Ranil Wickramasinghe and Douglas Piris been arrested? Even though Piris was said to be dead, he's alive and in hiding. Arrest them all. Then Parliament can pass legislation to allow the Supreme Court to revoke the civic rights of those named in the report. Why isn't this being done?
ජලයන්ගේ ප්‍රජාහිත අහුසු කිරීමේ බලයදී පාර්ලිමේන්තුව එක සම්මතයි අයියෙක් කරන්නේ.
Minister of Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs Ananda Vijaypal has assured that swift and appropriate action will be taken against anyone who has misused funds from the President's fund.
We've already filed complaints with the Criminal Investigations Department about these issues, and investigations are actively underway. We are currently gathering statements from officials at the President's office, and we are speeding up the process. Once the investigations are complete, we will take legal action based on what we find. If it's confirmed that funds from the Presidential Fund were misused, we will take the necessary steps. The investigation is ongoing, and we've asked the Criminal Investigations Department to prioritize it. Once we have the results, we will move forward with any legal action.
The first phase of the Urban Green Zones project under the Clean Sri Lanka program was launched today at the Kalani Bridge in Palyagoda. The project is being carried out in collaboration with the Turukapruka project and implemented by Eslon Lanka Private Limited, a subsidiary of the Capital Maharaja Group, coinciding with Zero Waste Day.
The President's Office, along with the Road Development Authority, Urban Development Authority, Colombo Municipal Council and other key public and private sector partners have come together to bring the Urban Green Zones project under the Clean Sri Lanka program to life. As part of the project, saplings were planted on government-owned land between the Navaloka roundabout and the New Kalani Bridge. What sets this project apart is its emphasis on community involvement. Local school students, university students and children from Sunday schools have been designated as guardians of the saplings, taking on the responsibility of nurturing and protecting the trees. Children of the Dharma Vijaya Sunday School in Palyagoda have been entrusted with caring for the saplings near the Palyagoda Kalani Bridge. An innovative mobile app has also been introduced, offering real-time updates on tree growth and providing information about the young guardians overseeing them.
අපි මේ අද නාගරික
වන වගා ව්‍යාපෘතිය
Today marks the start of a project that goes beyond simply planting trees. Our goal is to engage the local community and make them active participants in this journey. The trees being planted today will be cared for by the students of the Dharma Vijaya Sunday School. By executing this under the Clean Sri Lanka program, we're not only planting trees, we're ensuring that this project is sustainable for the long term, driven by public involvement and a sense of ownership from the people.
ජනතාව තුලින් මතුවන ව්‍යාපෘතියක් බවට පත් කරගන්න.
අපිට ලැබුණු මේ සහයෝගය මම හිතන්නේ රාජ්‍යාංශයකින් පළවෙනි වර.
The level of cooperation we've received so far has been unprecedented, and I believe this is the most seamless collaboration we've experienced between the public and private sectors. This project sends a powerful message that the private sector is an integral part of our nation's progress. There's often skepticism when the private sector works with the government, with many assuming there's some ulterior motive. But let me be clear, we are all citizens of this country and we're all working together for the betterment of this nation.
හැබැයි අපි මේ රටේ පුරවැසි. මම හිතන්නේ මේ සියලුම දෙනා වැඩ කරන්නේ රට වෙනුවෙන් කියන එකයි පැහැදිලිව අප කිව යුතු තිබෙනවා.
Many, including Minister of Energy Kumara Jayakodi, Minister of Urban Development, Construction and Housing Aruna Karunatilaka, Minister of Rural Development, Social Security and Community Empowerment Dr. Upali Panilage and Senior Additional Secretary to the President Russell Aponso also attended the event.
Attorney Rajiv Amarasuri was officially inducted as the 29th President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka last night.
The 51st annual convocation of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka, along with the induction ceremony for its 29th President, took place in Colombo yesterday.
There is no doubt that the foundation of every democratic society is the rule of law. It embodies and encourages a just society. It separates justice from arbitrariness and order from chaos. It's often quoted that the rule of law does more than ensure freedom of high-handed action by rulers. It ensures justice between man and man, however humble the one and however powerful the other. In order to ensure that the rule of law is upheld, the bar and the bench must forge a partnership like welded metals in the fire.
Attorney Rajiv Amarasuri was officially inducted as the 29th President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka.
Whatever direction we look at within our wider legal system and the administration of justice, there's a lot that can be done to improve and benefit not only the legal profession but the country at large. And seeing that there is much room for improvement, my conscience does not allow me to derelict from that responsibility. That is what I will do. As citizens of this most blessed country, we are entitled to a nation and a citizenry that upholds the rule of law, appreciates the values of humanity and the rights of all men and women, irrespective of position or any other qualification or disqualification, in a country which is corruption-free. We, as legal professionals, have a bounden duty to see Sri Lanka achieve this sooner than later.
The event was attended by judges, lawyers, justices of the Supreme Court, former Chief Justice, members of the legislature and senior officers from the Triforces and police.
Newsfirst, main sponsor.
Tokyo Super, all of it super. With trendy fashion collections bringing style to Vallavatta. Opening from March 12th at number 42A Gall Road, Vallavatta. Ready for you.
Suzy Clothing Store.
Welcome back here with News First. Muslims in Sri Lanka will celebrate Eid al-Fitr or Ramazan on Monday, March 31st. The official announcement was made by the Colombo Grand Mosque, Al Ceylon Jamiatul Ulama and the Department of Muslim Religious and Cultural Affairs. The Coconut Cultivation Board under the Ministry of Plantation and Community Infrastructure officially launched its Kapruk Saviak Vadi Paladawak program today, aimed at providing fertilizer to coconut farmers at discounted prices. Now, the launch took place at the Coconut Seedling Nursery in Handapangala, hosted by the Coconut Cultivation Board.
Biz Fast.
The Kaprukasaviak Vedipaladaavak program is a joint effort between the World Food Programme, the Russian Federation, Uralkali and the Sri Lankan government. Through the program, coconut farmers will be able to purchase a 50-kilogram bag of fertilizer, typically valued at around 9,000 rupees for the discounted price of 4,000 rupees.
We urge all coconut farmers across the country to collect the necessary forms from our regional managers and field officers in your districts. The fertilizer will be provided to farmers who own between 1/4 and 5 acres of land. After they complete the forms, we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity to boost your yields.
Today was the 4th and final day of the Kolamba Kamatha festival.
The Kolamba Kamatha Festival of Theatre began on the 27th of March in line with the World Theatre Day and was held over the course of 4 days at the Kamatha in BMICH. The festival created an atmosphere buzzing with energy and the promise of compelling stories. The festival included performances of 22 plays and many workshops celebrating the richness of Sinhala, Tamil and English theatre. The MTV MBC Media Network is the exclusive media partner of the event.
Whose fault is this? Looks like someone didn't use Tokyo Superset for bricklaying and plastering. Tokyo Superset. Do it right the first time.
In the heart of Anamadua, lives are changing. For years, patients travelled miles for life-saving treatments, but not anymore. Gammatha renovated a building to establish a dialysis unit at the Anamadua Base Hospital and constructed another building to house a medical-grade water purification system. Gammatha, for the people, by the people.
ඔබේ ගමේ නගරේ දේශපාලනයේ හෙට දවස සතිය දිනවල සවස 6:30ට
The death count from a massive earthquake in Myanmar has exceeded to 1,700, while over 3,400 people were injured. The 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck northwest of the city of Sanghaing in central Myanmar on Friday, causing massive destruction across large parts of the country. In neighboring Thailand, rescuers are trying to pull out the workers trapped at a collapse site in Bangkok. Let's take a look at the latest updates.
Rescuers are searching for survivors more than 2 days after a powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck Myanmar, toppling buildings as far away as the Thai capital Bangkok and sending tremors through nearby Chinese provinces. Widespread damage has been reported after the quake triggered bridges and buildings to collapse. Friday's quake was the deadliest natural disaster to hit the country in years. Several countries have deployed resources to assist in rescue and relief operations. A number of countries worldwide, including India, Indonesia, France and the United States, have also offered help with rescue and relief operations. In Bangkok, hundreds of miles from the epicenter, at least 17 people were killed. Search and rescue operations are ongoing in Bangkok for at least 80 people who remain missing, as families gathered at the site of the collapsed high-rise for any news of their loved ones. Around 9,500 reports of building damage have been received in Bangkok. In a statement, Thailand's Ministry of External Affairs released helpline numbers for stranded tourists. General Emergency 191, Tourist Police Hotline 1155, Fire and Rescue Department 199, Emergency Medical Services 1669. Foreign Minister Vijitha Herath has issued a heartfelt condolence message expressing sympathy for the people affected by the earthquake in Myanmar and Thailand. The Foreign Minister affirmed that Sri Lanka will continue to stand in solidarity with the government of Myanmar and Thailand during this challenging time.
A tsunami warning has been issued after a powerful 7.1 magnitude earthquake struck near Tonga, a Pacific island nation.
An earthquake of magnitude 7.1 hit the Tonga Islands today. The quake was reported 90 kilometers southeast of Pangai at the depth of 10 kilometers. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center issued a tsunami warning for the Tonga Islands and surrounding regions, warning of hazardous waves that could affect coasts within 300 kilometers of the epicenter. The warning was issued due to the potential for tsunami waves to reach as high as 1 to 3 meters above sea level. The center urged people in the affected areas to move to higher ground or evacuate immediately.
Hamas has allegedly agreed to free 5 living Israeli hostages in exchange for a 50-day ceasefire.
The Palestinian militant group Hamas says it supports resuming a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip through a proposal put forward by mediators which would see 5 more hostages released to Israel in exchange for a 50-day truce. Khalil Ayhaya, the most senior Hamas leader outside Gaza, said the group had approved a draft deal sent by Egyptian and Qatari mediators. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said it had also received the plan and submitted a counter-proposal to the mediators in full coordination with the United States. Yesterday, Netanyahu's office said he had held consultations on the ceasefire proposal from the mediators. According to reports, it said the Israeli counteroffer had been agreed with the US but did not provide further details. It comes as Israeli forces launched a ground operation in Rafah and continued airstrikes across Gaza Strip after a ceasefire which had come into force on 19th January ended earlier this month. Both sides had been unable to agree to a second phase of the deal after the first ended.
Moving on to sports news now. Sri Lanka won 2 gold medals today at the Asia Pacific Powerlifting Championships in Australia.
Sri Lanka's Vikram Perera delivered a stunning performance at the 2025 Asia Pacific Powerlifting Championships, securing a coveted gold medal in the deadlift event and a hard-earned overall silver in the fiercely competitive 105 kg open weight class. Vikram Perera's gold-winning deadlift of a staggering 290 kilograms showcased his exceptional power and technique, solidifying his position as a top contender in the region. The prestigious event, which saw athletes from across the Asia-Pacific region, including Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Tonga, India and Pakistan, witnessed Vikram Pereira's remarkable strength and determination. Sri Lanka's Minura Kannangara also won gold in the 94 kg weight class.
The 22nd Pride of Ownership Drive organized by the VW Beetles Owners Club was held in Colombo today.
Happy headlines.
This is crazy, right? A car which has a lot of history, and right now I'm here in Colombo and I believe you can see a lot of Beetles parked in one place, and we are ready to go on a ride from Colombo to Bentota to witness one of Sri Lanka's unique rallies organized by the VW Beetles Owners Club, the Pride of Ownership Drive, which is going from Colombo to Bentota. And I believe we have a lot of cars which has a lot of history, starting from 1950s until to the very latest model that we have here in Sri Lanka.
The drive started way back in the late 90s. The club is 27 years old. Every year, in the first quarter, we do what we call the Pride of Ownership Drive. Specifically, it's a drive out of Colombo, which ranges over 50 kilometers, and this has carried on unbroken. And I'm so glad to note that this is our 22nd year, which we have carried on with this event. Volkswagen's ranges from the very first car, and if you could just divert here, you would see EL505, which is the very first import which came to the country 73 years ago. So you have a range of cars from the very early ones to the very later ones, including the new Beetle, who joins us at this event.
Colombo streets resonated with automotive history as the 22nd Pride of Ownership Drive showcased Sri Lanka's oldest and most cherished Volkswagen cars. With Legends 966 as the official radio partner, the event celebrated a generation of family legacies, sending these iconic vehicles on a nostalgic journey from the city to the scenic shores of Bentota.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night.